A third teenager was in court today to answer charges stemming from the fight at Lincoln High School in San Diego.
Superintendent Cindy Martin announced last week that no one would be expelled as the district tries to apply a concept called Restorative Justice. KUSI Sasha Fu is here now with more on the story. Sasha?
Sandra and Allen, 3 teenagers in all were arrested and brought up on charges in juvenile court. And while they await more hearings in this juvenile justice system, the San Diego Unified School District is adopting a very different approach to making things right. We learned last Friday from the superintendent that no students linked to the violent uprising at Abraham Lincoln High on February 26 will be expelled. Now, that melee sent 5 students to the hospital and left a school police officer with a concussion and some other injuries. 3 students in all were charged in order to appear in court. In the meantime, though, the district is pursuing a separate track to address the fallout from the fight. This is called restorative justice, and it is defined as a process in which the students, the police officer, and members of the school community will all sit down together and decide collectively how to come up with a resolution that will repair the harm that's been done. This model is an alternative to what we commonly call zero tolerance. Advocates say this disciplinary model promotes more student engagement because the student is forced to take an active role in creating a solution. But first, the student must admit their responsibility.
They have to take responsibility for their action before they're even allowed into the program. The key element is that rather than not actually being engaged in the process, if you've ever seen a youth go through the criminal justice system, oftentimes they just go through the motions. They sit in the room with their arms crossed, their heads down at their feet. They're not even really hearing what is being said. They're not taking responsibility for their action. They feel disengaged from the whole process. With restorative justice, it actually allows a youth to take part in the process from the very beginning, throughout the process till the end. And it's that engagement of a youth, that opportunity for them to be in the discussion, come up with the solution, along with all the other individuals in the community, and to see the impact of their behavior on the victim or on others that they've impacted. That is life-changing.
And the head of the National Conflict Resolution Center, who we just spoke with, claimed that this approach is far more effective in preventing a repeat of the problem behavior. Now, the school district here in San Diego has just recently started to use these restorative practices. On the separate criminal justice track, 2 of the 3 teenagers have now been released to home detention with electronic monitoring. Information on the 3rd teenager is not being disclosed. His information, we're told, is confidential. At last word, the injured officer is still recovering from his injuries. In the newsroom, I'm Sasha Fu. Back to you in the newsroom.